First of all, I'm going to create Jenkins server for you. Jenkins. And key pair I'm selecting. What is our key pair? Daily we are using ABCD, right? Okay. Security groups. We can select this Jenkins. Number of instances, like I need one. One is enough for me. Launch instance. So I'm connecting to the machine. Okay, how many steps we need to perform to install Jenkins? 3 steps. Again, this is a revision class, guys. Like, what are the things that we have done? Like, I'm recalling all the things once because from Monday we will going to start freshly Ansible. Okay. Browse. Okay, what is the step number 1? Repository. Where we can find the repo? Jenkins.io. Go to Jenkins.io. Download. Center is federated. This is our flavor, right? So copy all this stuff from here and paste it over here. So this one is done. And the second step is package installation. So install yum install git Jenkins maven -y and like install Java and DeepL separately. Okay. What is the port number of Jenkins? 8080. Okay. Like you will also get the same port for Tomcat as well. We can change the port numbers as well. I will let you like once we are into Tomcat part. Okay. So I'm installing sudo Amazon Linux is extras install EPEL as well as Java OpenJDK 11-y. JDK means Java Development Kit. JRE means Java Runtime Environment. JVM means okay, nice. Find Java. Okay. So now we are done with all the packages. And what's the last step, guys? Systemctl restart. Restart, or we can also start directly. You can use start or else restart. It is an effect. Okay. Jenkins.service. Or simply you can use Jenkins as well. Status. It's active and running now. So let me try to connect to the dashboard. So copy this public IP address from here. Go to the browser and what's the port number here? 8080 will be your port number and hit enter. So we need to find this password, right? Can anyone tell me what's the path? Cat var lib Jenkins, secrets, and remember, it will give secret, not secrets. Okay. Just add S on the back of it, slash, and initial admin password. Just copy the password from here and go to the browser, paste it here. It's enough. Continue. Install suggested plugins. So what's the meaning of plugin, guys? It's a small software which automates manual work. Okay. Like on interview, they will ask what are the default plugins. So these are the default plugin. Git is a default plugin, and Gradle is a default plugin, as well as LDAP, email exchange. All these are some default plugins. Okay. In order to remember all these things, just remember Git and Gradle. That's enough. So now we are into this Jenkins machine. Okay. So today's concept is completely about like if I want to build a job, how I can do it. First, you need to create a job, and after we need to go inside the job and build. But I don't want to do it now. Okay, I don't want to do a build from this directly. Okay, I want to build through terminal. That means like if I log into the terminal or if I log into the new any browser or any tab, I want to build from there. Like I want to build remotely. So for that purpose, we can do something. Okay. So first of all, let's try to create a job, and I'm giving the job name as job one. Go to official project, select it, and click on OK. Okay. So here I'm giving a small task, like just to print echo or like this. Add a build stop, execute shell, and I'm just asking to print echo. Hello all, good morning. Okay, this one is enough for me. So now I want to print this remotely. I mean, I want to build this remotely, not manually. So what we can do is here you can see something called as build triggers, right? Go to build triggers and click on this box. Once you click on this box, it will ask you some token. So token is nothing but you can like on yesterday's class, we have given something called as label, right? You can give the same like this. For example, here like token, I am giving it as Raham. Okay, token name what I have given there? Raham. So just you are having something this here, right? Use this following URL. Like let me maximize this one for you. So are you able to see this one? This line. So this is telling that use the following URL to build remotely. So that means if you want to build the jobs remotely, what we can do is we need to follow this syntax. First of all, what it is showing? Jenkins URL. So that means we have some Jenkins URL, right? Like our IP address and port number. That will be your Jenkins URL. And second thing, it is telling us job. Okay. What's our job name? Job one directly. If we give like job name as Raham, it will be directly printed as Raham. If we give job name as project one, it will be printed as project one here. Next, build token. So here we need to specify the token names. What we need to give? Token name. So copy all these lines. Okay, copy all these lines and save this project initially. Okay. So how many number of builds we are having as of now? One. We don't have any builds. Zero builds. So Jenkins URL where you can find just what? Go to our dashboard. This is our Jenkins URL, right? If you go for the dashboard, this will be your Jenkins URL. So copy this from here and replace it here. First part is done, right? And second part, what's the token name that we need to give? Raham. So remove this token name from here and give it as Raham. Click enter here. Automatically build one will be there. So go to your dashboard and like try to refresh these ones. Are we able to see build one? This happened. So this is how the remote things works. Okay. So if you want to build from the like remote position, how we can build it? By using that. No. Just tell me this, what we call this concept. Which concept we can use? Build triggers remotely. Okay. This concept is used to build the jobs from remote location. Yes, we can do it obviously, but the thing is, we are having some difficulties over here. The main difficulty is if I try to change the browser. Okay. I am on my like which one? I'm on my Chrome browser. If I try to open this or another browser, or if I try to use some incognito mode, we all know incognito mode, right? So click here, open on incognito mode. Like try to use the same URL here. This is the same URL that we have used, right? So copy the same URL and paste it over incognito. If you try to build from here, it will definitely going to ask me the user credentials. Is it asking me or not? So for that purpose, what we need to do? We need to again give this username as well as password. So that thing we need to give. But I don't want to give it. I don't want to give it. So what we can do? We can change VM. Okay, what we can change on VM? No, those things won't work. Okay, if you change that directly, then there will be no user, right? Without user, like how can we run Jenkins? I mean, we can run, but on organization level, it is not the required thing we need to do. So how we can run? Config.xml change. No. It's not the thing. Actually, we can do by this way, but it is not appropriate way to do it. Okay, we need to do some other thing. Okay, so what we can do is just remove this one from here. Okay, and go to here. Like here, the token is same, right? Okay, just go to Jenkins and search plugin as Jenkins remote build plugin. So it will redirect to something Jenkins.io. We need to go for Jenkins.io. Wait a second. No. Download is not required. Like we can use this directly. We need to go for Jenkins.io, not this blog. Jenkins.io build remote. Here there is something like which we can do, or else like I do have it on my Canva. Let me show you that Canva project. There is some URL, guys. Like by following that URL, what we can do is we can directly use this plugin. So go to the end. Here we can find something like this. Okay. So if we go to here, like it will ask the permission up to now. We have done it, right? This point, open incognito and execute, then it will ask for login. So like what we need to do is we can do it the thing on two ways. One is we can install plugin from like local mission. Another one is we can install plugin from directly Jenkins. Okay. On Jenkins, if you go for the plugin, you will find something called as build authorization plugin. Okay. So go for the Jenkins here. So this will be your Jenkins. Go to the plugin management, manage Jenkins, and from here, in the top, you can see manage plugins. So like type build authorizer plugin. Are we able to see the authorization token plugin? Just select this, install without restart, or like you can also restart these things. Like on real time, how the things will work is while we are installing the plugins, right? We need to make ensure all the jobs are not running. We need to stop all the jobs, okay? And after that, we need to restart the things. Is it installed now? Okay, let go back to the top page, or you can restart the Jenkins as well if you want. So I am restarting the Jenkins. Just sign in back. So you will be able to log back to your console now. So go to the top page. Okay. Now we have installed that plugin, right? So what we need to do is we need to follow exact syntax. There will be some syntax like, see, we need to give the syntax like this. Okay. So HTTP, these are like Jenkins port number as well as build by token, build job as well as job name and token name. Okay. We need to exactly build by this syntax. So copy this from here and go back to your path. Here, just we need to replace only one thing. Like I am going to incognito. And before going to that, like we need to replace here only one thing. That thing is your not token. You need to replace your this one. Jenkins URL, right? So copy your Jenkins URL and paste it over here. Okay, everything is perfect now. Like when you are trying to paste now, like make ensure that you don't have double slashes. So remove one slash and now copy all this thing from here. Control C. Now open the incognito tab. How many bills we have as of now? Only one bill. Paste it over here and click enter. You will be able to log in directly as well as you will be able to build it back. So just go to the console. This will be our dashboard. So before refreshing, how many bills we have? Just refresh the things now. How many bills it is? 2 bills. So this is the way of doing the things. Okay, are you clear? If you want to check, what we can do is we can use the curl command. Have anyone heard about curl command? Check URL. The meaning of curl is check URL. Okay. So copy this from here and give it as curl. This one. What it is showing? Authorization required. Just give the up arrow. Let me clear this thing. Just give the up arrow and add slash here. Backslash. It is showing done, right? So that's the way of doing. Are we clear up to now? How to build a remote plug? Okay, remotely. So now if you try it from another browser also, like I am changing my browser entirely. Okay, I am using Mozilla Firefox. Up to now, I haven't touched Mozilla Firefox on our class. So I'm using Mozilla Firefox and I'm using directly this token. Okay, hit enter. How many bills we have done previously? 2. We go and check here, see what will happen. Click on refresh. How many bills we are having? 4 bills. Like I have clicked there double times. Okay, so this is the way of doing. Are we clear up to now? Okay, perfect. Now the thing is, I'm going to tell you some admin part of our work. Like this will be our daily work. Like assume, for example, there is an experienced guy as well as fresher on your organization. I have 2 people, experienced guy and fresher guy. Experienced guy can handle all of the Jenkins alone. Okay, but fresher guy, can he able to handle all the jobs? What if we try to delete some of the jobs? Like he is working on some job, unexpectedly he is trying to delete some job. Okay, he tried to delete. At that time, we can restore by using backup plugin. We have seen that, right? That is one way. And second way is we can restrict that user. There is some possibilities, like we can give some permission for it. For example, we are having our mobiles and laptop, right? So when a new people ask our mobile, what we will do? We will change the user mode. We will give it as guest mode and give the access for him as per his requirement only. Now the same thing is going to be happen here. I am going to create a user and as well as restrict the user permissions. How we can do it is, first of all, go to manage Jenkins. Okay, here you can find something called as manage users, right? Click on the manage user and like how many users we have initially? 1 user. Like what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a new user. I am giving this username as like what we can do, user1. Okay, and password I'm giving it as so. Up to now, what we have done, we have gone to the user part. I mean, we went to the user part and we have created a couple of users. One is user1, second one is user2. Like assume this user1 is like developer. Okay, this user2 is tester. Like assume for our like assumption purpose. So what we can do is we need to install some plugin. Role-based authorization plugin. There is something plugin called as role-based authorization. Okay, so how we can install plugin? Manage Jenkins See here in this box, security box, how many type of things you are seeing? 4 type of things. Okay. If I try to install something, let me show how it will be. Manage Jenkins available role based authorization plugin. Okay. Click on it here. Install without restart. And like after installing, we need to restart this Jenkins. Remember one thing, when you are working on Jenkins, right, you need to make sure that while installing plugins, no jobs are running. Okay. So it is successful and I'm going to restart. So actually this is not our work. I mean, it will be completely taken care by admin side, but we need to have some basic idea like how the things will work. Yeah, we can directly delete now. We can directly delete the job. I will show you. I think on last class also we have deleted a couple of jobs, right? If I am not wrong. Okay, one second, I will show you. So I am logging to my original console. If you try to see the dashboard as well as manage Jenkins, you are able to see the 5 type of things there. Previously we have 4 type of things. If we go back, manage Jenkins, don't go to plugin now. On security, okay, I think it haven't installed properly. Okay, let me try to install one more thing. Manage plugins, role based. I think it's installed. Give me a second. Go to install and check role based. Yeah, it is installed. Okay. So let's wait for a minute, like to reflect the changes. I am going to manage Jenkins. Here you can see something called as, or this one, credential provider manage Jenkins. Not this one. Wait a second. Config global security. Yeah, here we need to enable something. So if you see here, like security realm, when we are talking about, Jenkins is using its own user database. Okay. So come to a bit down. Here you can see all the things like which we need to enable. Okay. All these things are like we need not to enable, but we need to enable only one thing. Okay. Allow user to sign up. This thing we can enable. Okay. As well as let me show you the presentation for better understanding. Yeah. So after this installing, we need to go for global configuration security. And here we need to go for which part? Authorization. On authorization, we will see something called as role-based strategy. Okay. So I'm going back to my Jenkins dashboard. Like here, I'm on global security. On global security, which thing I need to perform? Go back once. Not this one, not this one. Actually, wait a second. Here there is manage Jenkins. Wait a second. Configure global security authorization. This thing we need to turn. Authorization, authentication is there. Yeah, authorization. Here we need to go. So here something called as down we can see role-based strategy. So this thing we need to select. Once you select this one, just apply it, save and apply directly. Okay. So after this path is done. Now you are seeing something called as manage and assign roles, right? So previously we have only four types and fifth type is added here. Go to here and we will need to do 2 things. First is we need to manage roles. Second thing is we need to assign the roles. So click on the manage role once. I'm adding this developer as well as I'm adding one more thing called tester. Okay, tester. Click add on it. So what we need to do is we need to give read permissions for both. Okay, because like without giving read permission, there is no point of creating all this user. But coming to the job purpose, like this is the job, right? So the developer can do all the activities. Okay, developer can do all the activities. Let me clear. Let me select all of this. Okay. Developer can do all the activities, but this guy tester is only able to build the job. He is not able to create the job. He is not able to delete the job. He is only able to read and build the job. Okay, that's his roles and responsibilities. Okay, so in role I am giving it as like role pattern. If you remember is okay developer, and here we need to give dev dot star. So that means who is having like dev, all we need to add it. But the thing is here we are adding role, right? And here we are adding role to add. Are these both same or like different? Same. Okay. Let's go back to this one. So when we are going to role to add, we are giving this one developer and pattern is dev dot star. And same thing for tester as well as test dot star for both the things. And after that, we need to give assigning of roles for them. So I am going back to my console. So I am going to add this one. Developer is done. Okay. And second one is tester. And here we can do it as test dot star. Add. So both roles are added, right? Just do nothing here. Just go and save now. So this part is done. Managing roles is done. Next, to go for assigning roles. So if you go here, just type our one. So developer is who here? User one. So give it as user one. Click add. Is the user one added? So he belongs to which category? Developer category. So click on developer. And again, there is a user called user two. Add him also. He belongs to which category? Tester category. So this type of assigning we need to give. So once you give like this, what we need to do is directly save this one. Okay. So now we have user one as well as user two. What I am going to do is I am going to the dashboard and I'm trying to log into different types of users. So for this, I'm using Mozilla Firefox for better understanding. Click on enter. So I have my credentials, right? So I'm giving it as like user one and the password that I have given for the user one. Save. If we go to here, are we able to see all these things for the user one? We can build it, we can configure it as well as we can delete it. Okay. But now let me try to log into the user two. So give the same URL, but we are logging. Wait a second. Like we need to log out from here first initially. I am giving it as user two. Does user two has permission to delete the job? No. If you go for the job one, okay, is this any possibility to delete the job? No. Or else, is there any possibility to create the job? See, we're not saying this create a new item. So that means what this user two will do is he can only build the job. Nothing to do. He can only build the job. He can't able to create the job. He can't able to delete the job. Now, after 6 months, this tester is like looking fine. This user two is looking fine. I can be able to help him to create the new jobs. So what I can do now? We need to give access for this user. So how to do it? So go back to your original console. Manage Jenkins. And here we can go manage and assign roles. Click on this. Okay. Manage roles. If you go to here, like what we can do is for the tester, I am giving to create a job. So go for the job. This is the job category, guys. Go to the job category and click on create. Okay. And coming to the bottom, like we need not to add anything here, just save this one. Okay. I am saving this one. And assigning roles also, like we need not to do anything. I am letting it as it is. Save now. So what I am doing is now, I'm go back to exactly how the organization works. If I try so no one in the organization is directly going to give permission to a fresher until and unless you are having some basic understanding. So again, completely we need not to involve on this part. This will be completely taken care by whom? Administrator part. But as a DevOps engineer, we need to have some minimal experience of handling these type of things. Are we clear up to now? So online guys, any doubts on this? If you are having any doubts, please let me know. Like I'm going to pipeline one. Freestyle, not pipeline. You can directly declare. I'm going to show you like how the stages will be, but I'm not going to integrate like this Maven and all these things. I'm just going to like view. So wait a second. This is my Mozilla Firefox actually. I'm able to log into this console. Go to dashboard. Pipeline is created here. Okay. Let me try to configure this one. So do you want me to show it on declarative or scripted? Declarative. Okay. So the syntax is pipeline. After that, agent, any. After that, stages, stage. Like you can directly give build one. Okay. Build. Okay. So before going to that build, we need to give something called as like integration part, right? So we need to give definitely without giving the source code, it can't able to build anything. So I am giving the source code as git. Okay, this git stage, guys. And the step I am giving it is like sh. Like I am going to directly take a repo. Let me take a repo from here. github.com. Okay, I am using this repo for practical. So copying this one here and directly we can go to syntax generator, right? So go to the syntax generator. Select git here and give the repo you want to. Generate pipeline. Simply it will print git in front of it, nothing more than that. Okay. So copy it from here and go back to your pipeline. So this will try to integrate the things which are your repository. This is the build one. Stage one. And this stage two is completely like this way. Stage, build. So this build stage is going to work like you are going to give the Maven targets, like Maven, what we call goals, right? Invoke top level Maven targets. We can call them freestyle. So here you can give us command sh mvn clean or else mvn install, whatever you want. We have seen this part, right? mvn install like this. And after that, like we need to give something called as like post build action. So like once build is done, we need to deploy it on some server like, so stage, I am going to give it as deploy stage. Give a open brush here and close. Like on deployment, like I am going to give it as some print like echo message. This is printed on. Wait a second, this keyboard is not working properly. Echo. This is deployed on like Zomato server. So here we need to specify something. What it is missing here, if you observe the entire thing, I'm asking to deploy it. Okay. But have a specified way to deploy these things. How to specify where to deploy the things? Yeah, say loudly. Daira. Okay, so I need to deploy this on a what we called a server called Zomato. So what is the thing that I need to change here? It will directly go into deploy on my master only because I do have only my master. But like assume I have something called as client server Zomato. I need to perform this whole things on Zomato. I have said this yesterday also. So still any more queries or doubts? Okay, hello sir. Yesterday when I tried to create Jenkins, I couldn't able to create logged in admin later, so I couldn't create notes as well. Can you help on that? Like, what are the steps that you have performed, Sudhir? Like, I just want to know, like, what are the steps you have performed? Okay, Manikanta, sir, I have doubt in getting Jenkins dashboard. Yeah, what type of doubt it is, Manikanta? Like when you are having doubt, guys, like make ensure that when you are stuck on something while practicing, just try to bring out the history commands. Okay, that will be easy to troubleshoot. Okay, because without knowing what you have done previously, like no one is going to troubleshoot the things. Okay. Okay. So doubts about like for the online people, how you have felt about Jenkins? Is it interesting or like is it any type of difficulties you are facing on Jenkins? Like I'm talking to online people, how the Jenkins part is like master and slave part is again like Satya. It will take a lot of time, Satya. Actually, like we can directly explain the things how it works, but if to try to create like it will take a lot of time again. We need to set up this configuration part as well as again configuration. It will take 40 minutes easily. Yeah, sir. Can to tell me the change password. So change password, like you can directly change the password you want. Okay. If you go to the manage users, then there is something option called to change the password. You can update the password there. Oops. Oh, sorry. Actually, I'm not a Java trainer. Like I don't know about oops. Okay. Even I don't know Python as well to explain oops. So still anything, guys. Forgot password path. Yeah. If you forgot, like what we can do is just go to the instance part. Like this will be your EC2 instance, right? So here we need to do something called as like if you remember one thing, if you observe on something, I have make this mission idle for almost like 15 minutes, right? But have it got stuck? The same thing is happening with you because you are not changing the connection establishment. Okay. So keep the like 500 seconds to like I have given up to 1000 seconds, I think so. So it will be like not be on the idle way. So if you forgot the password, like how to log in, I'm explaining one more time. Go to the path called cd/var lib Jenkins, as well as here you can find something called as config.xml. Go to this path and go to this 7th line, use security. It is true, right? It is true. Like make it as false. Like before going to do that, like let me try to log out this one and explain you. So I am going to log out from my console, guys. So if I try to give like the password, I am giving some wrong password. Okay. Am I able to log into this one, Jenkins? Invalid password. Okay. So I don't want to like I don't have any idea about my password. I completely forgot it and there is no way to recover it. So what we can do is I'm going to this one, like my putty, and I'm going to make this false. Save this one. But the thing is, if you directly go and click enter button, it won't work because we have changed something here, right? So we need to restart Jenkins. Otherwise, this configuration won't be worked. So give systemctl restart Jenkins. Sir, can you please explain Jenkins exa? This thing I'm not aware of really. What is Jenkins X? What kind of work a fresher will do in Jenkins in organization? Like fresher will like try to understand. Like he don't write any pipelines. He don't work on any freestyle jobs. First of all, they will explain like how the flow will starts. Like if it a pipeline or freestyle also, they will explain like how the project as well as job is working. So initially, like at least case you need to spare for 2 to 3 months by understanding this concept because you are not going to work anywhere. You are just going to take the parameters from developer or tester. You are directly going to build it. Nothing more than that. So I am giving the status. Is it working now? So go back to your one. Like copy the URL and paste it on you somewhere else. Hit enter. Are we able to log in directly now? So this is the way of doing. Like after logging to this type, you need to again create a user as well as you need to give password and you need to make sure your credentials are working. Okay. This is the exact way how organization work. Is it clear? And one more thing, Like when you are setting the credentials, right, on your organization level, you are going to maintain a particular sheet on your either SharePoint or else Confluence as well. From there onwards, like you are going to pick your credentials. Okay, there is no possibility of forgetting this password as well as username. What are the users that we are creating, right? And what are the password we are setting for that user is completely stored on our SharePoint or Confluence. Okay, so this is the job one, right? If I try to just click on this, there is some option called delete project. Click this. Okay, is it gone? That's it. Okay, login path for Jenkins. You can directly copy paste the URL like server IP address as well as 8080 port. That's the default login path for it. So still any more doubts? Like before going to doubts, I have given a task yesterday, right? For the online people. How many of you done the task? Like online, a guy has already done it. Like coming to the online people. Sorry, offline. Okay, you want the log path. Wait a second. So like try to build a pipeline. If you directly build now, you will directly able to see the logs directly. There is nothing much on this. Like whether it is successful or failed, if you go for here, you can go to the console output. All these are your logs only. That's the thing. Like this is not like executing because we are not logged into a particular user, right? So that the purpose it is not executing. So I am going back to my original user Raham and password. Okay. So again, we need to go for this one, like global security, and we can use this authorization. Not anyone can do it. We can go for role-based strategies. Click on save. Okay. If you try to log in back, if you try to log in, give the username, user one, as well as logging as this password. Now we are directly able to work on it. Like, let me go back to this one. Like we need to restart and wait for some time to work this like this. So when you are talking about logs, guys, on organization level, what are the things that you are working on this free shell pipeline? So every log will be given to you directly. It will be attached to your mail. This is the path, right? Like we are on Jenkins. Go to LL. Here you can something see called as logs. Go to CD logs and hit LL. CD tasks. LL. Are we able to see the logs? But we haven't set it configured fully. But this is the way to check the logs in Jenkins server as well as user interface also. So on user interface, your log is nothing but your console output. Okay, that's the only thing. So I hope it is clear for you, Raghavendra. Yeah, just now I have shown you on server level only. I haven't shown it on dashboard. I have just connected to my server and shown you the logs path. Yeah, cool. So still any more doubts for the online guys? While restarting instance, is there any possible way to enable this disable firewall? Yes, yeah, like you can like how the organization will work is when you are working with the firewall guys, we need not to do anything